So today we are talking about isometric games, and trust me, there are some absolute bangers out there. So let's jump right into the best isometric games you got to play at least once. We are gonna start off this list from Divinity Original Sin 2. This game is an absolute epic. You are dropped into Rebellion, this huge, incredibly detailed fantasy world as Godwoken, basically someone with a ton of magical power that everyone else wants to get their hands on. The story is so full of deep choices that genuinely feel like they shape the world and your character's destiny. We are not talking about simple A or B options here. Sometimes your choices can have huge unforeseen consequences hours later, and I love that. It makes every playthrough feel uniquely yours. But for me, the real meat and potatoes, especially from the classic isometric perspective, is the combat. So it's turn-based, right? But it's not slow and boring, it's ridiculously tactical. Think of it like a puzzle where you're constantly trying to mess with the environment. You got a puddle of water, you can electrify it and shock a whole group of enemies. Someone left some oil on the ground, well, you can light it up with a fire spell and watch everything burn. The camera, seeing everything from above, lets you set up these insane elemental combos and chain reactions, and pulling off a perfect sequence of moves is just incredibly satisfying. It's like playing chess but with explosions and magic. And now the freedom of this game, it's insane, honestly. You can literally explore every nook and cranny, talk to almost any NPC, and if you have the right ability, even chat with animals, which leads to some truly hilarious and unexpected moments. The world just feels so alive and responsive to whatever crazy ideas you come with. Plus, if you've got buddies, the whole thing is playable in co-op. Seriously, getting 3 friends together and trying to navigate this massive story, often with conflicting goals, leads to some of the most memorable gaming sessions you'll ever have. Next, we're gonna be talking about Disco Elysium. Now, this game is something else entirely. Seriously, it's not anything you played before, and it uses that isometric view to just soak you into its incredibly unique world. So here's what you should picture. You wake up as a detective with amnesia, a hangover from hell, and absolutely no clue who you are or what's going on. Your first task is to figure out who you are, what happened last night, and yeah, there's a murdered body hanging from a tree outside. The brilliance of Disco Elysium is that an RPG where words are your weapons. Forget traditional combat with swords and spells. Here, your battles are fought in dialogue, in your head, and through very detailed skill checks. What makes it's so groundbreaking are its mechanics. Your character isn't just a blank slate. He's got voices in his head, like literally. These are your skills, like logic, empathy, shivers, which lets you perceive the city itself. And they are constantly chattering, offering advice, conflicting opinions, and sometimes just outright insane commentary. You can even develop a thought cabinet where you internalize certain ideas which then give you buffs or debuffs. It's such a brilliant way to represent the internal struggle of a mind trying to piece itself back together. Disco Elysium completely reinvents what an RPG can be. Disco Elysium completely reinvents what an RPG can be. It's a must-play not just for its stunning isometric art and intricate world building, but because it proves that you don't need combat or any type of fetch quests to have a deeply engaging and utterly unforgettable gaming experience. It's a truly masterpiece of narrative design. Next, we're gonna be talking about the Hades, and I'm specifically talking about the part 1 here. I haven't yet completed the Hades 2, so let's just stick with that for now. So this is time for a game that will make you say just one more run about a million times. So Hades, this game is like a super fast, super stylish punch in the face. You're playing as Zagreus, who's basically the son of Hades. Yeah, the grumpy boss of the underworld. And all he wants all he wants to do is break out and go see his family on Mount Olympus. Well, good luck with that, kid. So it's a roguelite, which sounds complicated, but that just means you're gonna die a lot. But here's the magic trick: when you die, you just pop right back to the start, but you are a little bit stronger. You've learned something new, and the story actually keeps. So dying is part of the fun. From that cool isometric view, you're constantly dodging, slashing, and blasting your way through rooms full of monsters from Greek myths. The fighting in this game is just so satisfying and smooth. It's super fast, you can dash all over the place, and you've got different weapons like a sword, a bow, or even a shield. And here's the best part: as you play, the Greek gods like Zeus and Poseidon will offer you boons, which are like special powers. One might make your sword shoot lightning, other makes you super fast, and you just keep stacking these up until you are a total powerhouse. Every time you play, you get a totally new mix of powers, so it always feels fresh and exciting. Well, you're always thinking, what crazy combo can I get this time? But what really sets Hades apart from other games like it is the story. Even when you die, you go back to the Hades house and all the characters there, your dad, your stepmom, even the guy who gives you your weapons will have new stuff to say based on how far you got or what you did. It's wild because the story actually unfolds as you keep trying and failing. It's got tons of humor, family drama, and cool characters, plus it looks amazing with its hand-drawn art, and the music just makes you want to punch demons even harder. Hades is just pure addictive fun. It's got super slick action, a story that keeps you hooked even when you are dying, and it just feels good to play. If you like fast-paced games where you get stronger every time and always feel like you're making progress, you absolutely gotta play this one. It's a total banger. Next, we're gonna be talking about Baldur's Gate 3. And now hold on to your hats because we are about to talk about a game that basically took the world by storm. And for a super good reason. Baldur's Gate 3, this one is a big deal, like a big deal. Especially for isometric games. So imagine you're just chilling, maybe on a giant alien spaceship that looks like a squid. Yeah, seriously, a squid ship, and then bam, you get this weird, gross little worm alien thing shoved into your eyeball, and guess what? It's gonna turn you into one of those creepy, tentacle-faced brain eaters if you don't do something about it. That's your starting point in Baldur's Gate 3 from that cool, slightly from above camera angle. You're looking down at this huge, beautiful world, and every little bit of it is packed with stuff to do. The fights are turn-based, just like in D&D, which means you get to really think about your moves. You can push enemies off cliffs, which is super satisfying, set the ground on fire, cast crazy spells, or just whack him really hard with a big sword. And because you're looking down, you can plan out your whole attack, like, okay, my wizard will drop grease here, then my rogue will set it on fire, and my fighter will just run through the flames like a boss. It's tactical, but it's so in a really fun, creative way. And here's the real kicker, honestly: the story, man. The story is epic. It's not just like about getting rid of that brain worm. It's about saving the whole world, making friends, and dealing with a bunch of weird and hilarious situations. Every single choice you make, big or small, can change things down the road. Seriously, you can play this game like 5 different times and have completely different adventures. You meet so many amazing characters, and they actually remember what you did, and they will react to it. It's like living in a fantasy movie where you're the main character and you get to decide if you're gonna be a total hero, a sneaky villain, or just a chaotic weirdo. Plus, the voice acting is top notch, the graphics are insane for an isometric game, and there are so many different ways to build your character, like tons of classes, subclasses from D&D. You could be a cool bard who sings enemies to death, or raging barbarian, or sneaky rogue who picks every lock. Oh, and you can play the whole thing with your friends in co-op. Imagine trying to convince your buddy to make a bad choice just for the laughs. It's truly something else. Next, we're gonna be talking about Pathfinder Kingmaker. Now, here's the deal. You and your crew of adventurers are basically given a mission to go explore this wild, dangerous area called the Stolen Lands. It's full of bandits, monsters, and all sorts of magical weirdness. But then, plot twist, you actually get to become the ruler of this land. It's not just about exploring dungeons and backing bad guys, which it has plenty of. It's also about building your own kingdom, making big decisions, and dealing with all of the headache that comes with being a king. The game is based on Pathfinder tabletop role-playing game, which is super similar to D&D, so if you play that, you will feel right at home here. The combat is like old school RPGs. You can play it in real time with pause, so you can hit the spacebar, stop the action, plan your moves, then let it go. Or you can switch it to full turn-based, which is great if you just wanna really think about every spell and sword swing. From your isometric angle, you're always seeing the whole battlefield, which helps you figure out like, okay, my fighter needs to tangle this huge monster while my wizard throws fireballs at those annoying archers over there. So yeah, the thing that makes the Kingmaker stand out is the kingdom management part. It's not just like a little side thing, it's a huge part of the game. You got to build your own towns, pick advisors, deal with problems like monster attacks or political squabbles, make your kingdom grow. Your choices actually matter here too. What kind of ruler you are, good, evil, chaotic,